Hi, it's the Joey Reynolds secret tapes. They're a secret until someone picks them up in 50 years and says, wow, do you realize he said that 50 years ago? Like the Beatles thing, right? Wow, look at those secret conversations. John Lennon going, and Yoko saying, what the hell am I doing here? I don't like these guys anyway. And George Harrison was probably saying, I'd like the Maharishi. He was a little bit more serene. And Paul's ego is way out of line. And Ringo, you still are the least of the talented. That's just Beatle thoughts that didn't make it in the secret tapes. Wouldn't you love to have the tape in their heads? They're going to be an implant pretty soon anyway. Look at them. This must be that day when they run the John Deere across the lawn. This is the day when I get interrupted with my birdcast. Have you noticed? I have the bird in fact. Welcome to Birdland. Now, do you see, you probably think that the bird is in my cage, but actually I'm in the bird's cage. See, it's the reverse. I'm invading her property. How do you know it's a girl? Well, you can tell it's females on a cockatiel by lifting the wing, and if it has 2 dots, it's a girl. 1 dash and it's a guy. It's the old Morse code thing, 2 dots and a dash, and you got a baby. That's what happens. This is a little bird, a little cockatiel. We gave her the name Pearl Jam because we have jammed with birds in this house of ours. I think the last one died from being around us too much during the COVID, and just got tired and said, "Let me get out of here." Seriously, I think the air got crazy with all the construction. And I think what else happened was we had a lot of those sprays around there, and my ex-wife thinks that I was abusive with the sprays, and the bird is sensitive to that and probably died from all of the chemicals. You can only imagine what it's like for us. Someone even said that we should take toilet paper and smell it. Not after it's used. That you smell the paper because it has a chemical in it. That's the way they're making it. Everything has to be also pure, and you should not have recycled paper. That's the one that has all chemicals in it. Now these are the guys that the Mexicans behind me. These are the guys who got over here and are working very good, diligently. And if they don't like it here, they're going to put the blower on reverse and go back to Guatemala. This one here is a John Deere tractor. Now, when I was a kid, I wish we had that for our lawn. Well, we didn't even have a lawn. But Italians do have a vacant lot, and we could live off a vacant lot, with the gardoons and all of the various things that we call vegetables. Actually, it was just Poverty Row. That's it. That's where we lived. And we survived. Everybody got through all of this stuff. We ate a lot of things that we didn't want. My mother said, it's good for you. Oh yeah, that was always the excuse for something that tasted it's good for you. Oh yeah, Mom, thanks a lot. I want what's good for me. What's good for me is a good beating. That's what's good for me, according to my father. He had a different idea. Am I in Birdland? Is that what this is? This is a jazz thing, because I'm riffing, My favorite riffer of all times is Uncle Dirty, he used to call himself. He was a great guy from Newark, New Jersey, who gave himself the name Uncle Dirty way long ago in the 70s. He used to be on Route 9 in Lakewood at Richard's Lounge, and he would stand there, and he said the most insane things. I talked to him on the air on WOR a number of times. He was not well in the last days, but he told the story about how cheap his father was. He said, my father was very cheap. He said, as a matter of fact, on Christmas Eve, he would take a gun and go out on the back porch and shoot the gun in the air, and then come in and say, there's not going to be any gifts. Santa committed suicide. Insane. So the bird here is a bird of all nations, or not live nations. I don't know why I call it live nations. All those people are dying. Dead Nations is put on a concert series here in Florida recently with 60,000 people that are dancing around. Beautiful looking young ladies who are carelessly not wearing masks, or they're running around in their panties. Now, it's a very sexual thing, and we know that. Everybody got here because of sex, but we don't want to leave because of sex. That's only an entrance exam. The exit plan should not be dying in the middle of or orgasmically. You should die organically. See, we just got a little bit of a difference in the word. And of course, I have no one in my life right now sexually that I could talk of except the bird. You know, she's got 2 dots. And I'll tell you something, that if you could choose a wife that way, lift her dress and say, you got 2 dots. Good, you really are. You're not transgender. You're mine. But men are possessive. You know, you're mine. Like, we're in charge. See, women don't have a vote on relationships. They never did. In the early days, you were chosen by a family, and you were chosen by the family of wealth. Your family that had means would choose you a bride or a groom appropriately. If you were royalty, you would get a royal wedding, and you had to have a lot of integrity in those days, because they kept the throne with leadership very pure, very much like the senators in Washington who have been screwing the country instead of each other. They used to screw each other, you know. It was a lot more fun to see that on the news. I tell everybody yesterday I want to be Republican to be rich and a Democrat to have sex. But, you know, nobody is perfect, and everybody is just working their way through. I'm a wannabe, you know. I mean, what I want to be is, I don't want to be rich. And believe me, it's working. I don't want to be famous. That's working too. I want to be loved. That ain't working. Now just click on me, that's all. You know, I want you to go click yourself. I want everybody to spread the love that I have for the people on the planet. I love people. I just hate companies. I've had a hard time with them. You know, there's too many commercials. Too many. Everything's a commercial. You can't, your eyes are blind from signs, and your ears from hearing a podcast selling something, and ideology, and your nose from smelling the bullshit, you know. Everything, you know, all 5 senses are under attack because of the media. What needs to change on the media is you need to put a guy like me on there, and I won't last too long, because I do what I do here, and it makes them nervous, because it's not going to sell Morgan & Morgan. You know, I'm not going to convince you to go and hire a lawyer for an accident they didn't have. And I'm not going to convince you to use a pharmaceutical for something that you don't know anything about and don't need and never heard of, unless you have a particular disease. This is how the game works. On David Muir, now I attacked CBS yesterday, now let me do ABC, owned by Disney. Now, David Muir is having a fight with George Stephanopoulos because they made David Muir the news senior vice president of the news on ABC. And George Stephanopoulos has been there forever, since he was at one time, he was the press secretary for Clinton, if you recall. You know, I mean, he's had a long career, and they put him in secondary position. He had a fit. He was going to go to another network. I don't know if there is one. He would be like the rest of us. He'd be having a search party looking for something that reaches the people. Anyway, George Stephanopoulos got mad. The head of Disney came in and said, oh, no, we want you. You're the best thing. We'll give you another show. We'll give you more money. There's the word. We'll give you more money. Underline that one. And then they moved David Muir into the second position that he's in, because he's got the high ratings, you know. Ratings from what? As they say in the Italian community. What? Come sta? What ratings? What do we have ratings for a president for? What the hell does that mean? That they has 49% approval. From who? Anyone ever ask you if you like what's going on? Do you like the president? Are you interested in David Muir? Do you know can you repeat the last story that you saw, or the commercial that they ran? You know nothing. What was it, Artie? Who was it that comic on Laughing, if you're that old? I know nothing, you know. You gotta be dumb. And then you can go on. If you're dumb, see, if you have to play dumb, you have to play dead. Like this bird here, see, it looks like a prop. This is a real bird, you know. She is real. She's got 2 dots, and I'm really interested. You know, we got a great show for you. I don't know when it starts, but I have one every day here. See, I'm a guy who sits here alone every day with my little device. There's no production, no great music, no announcer, no sidekick. It's me and a bird. and we're and an iPhone. That's it. This is my life. My life is iPhone and me. iPhone, I Joey. I stupid. That wouldn't be a bad name for a company. Anyway, this is it. This is as far as I got today. Tomorrow I'll be back with more garbage. I mean, more thoughts. I'll leave you with the one from Joan Rivers. She said, all those facelifts, I wish I had a twin, then I'd know what I really look like when I got old. That's Joan said that. It's a Reynolds wrap from Birdland. You got this? You want to show them your beautiful face and figure? Yeah, see, she looks like one of my shoes. Beautiful, huh? This is great. This is a cockatiel. They're great birds. You know why? Because they love people. Except if you put them with another one, then they fall in love with the bird and not the owner. Or the, I'm not an owner. I mean, not the carrier. I'm a carrier. I'm the guy I'm a pimp for entertainment. I get on television and radio and I present other people's talent. That's a pimp. But now I got to figure out how to get paid for it. Up until I'm a whore until I get paid. Then I'm a pimp. This conversation is really degenerating. It's a Reynolds wrap